Hello and welcome to Profit Visibility Lab. This is a thinking space for growth stage founders who are building before scale. It's a safe place to look at your business system and slow it down to see what's really happening. Let us begin. Fragile math: why your numbers don't hold up under scrutiny. There's a familiar moment. The math looks fine. The dashboard looks clean. The story makes sense until someone questions or asks a question you were not expecting. The hesitation isn't panic, it's wait. A moment where you realize you're trusting the numbers, but not standing on them. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is broken, but something feels heavier than the math suggests. That feeling is not anxiety, it's information. Confidence is believing your numbers. Credibility is knowing where they break. Most founders have the first, very few have tested the second. Fragile math isn't incorrect. It's directionally right, contextually thin, structurally untested. It works until pressure is applied. Fragile math usually lives in assumptions treated as facts, averages standing in for reality, metrics viewed in isolation. Nothing collapses, but nothing holds the load. So let's look at a couple of examples. Example one, where CAC works until it's pressed. The founder believes our CAC is about 2,000 and payback is under 6 months. Nothing about that sounds reckless. But what's quietly assumed is that CAC only includes paid media, founder time is excluded, discounts and sales concessions aren't counted, and CAC is averaged across channels. The question that creates hesitation is, what's CAC by channel and which customers actually hit that payback window? Why does this catch us off guard? Because the number was never wrong. It was never pressured. It worked as long as no one asked, where it stopped being true. Let's look at a second example. Revenue growth that creates pressure instead of relief. The founder believes revenue is growing, so things should feel easier. That assumption seems to feel reasonable. But what's quietly assumed here? Revenue timing aligns with costs. Margins improve automatically with scale, and operating load stays flat. Then comes the question. The question that lands hard is, what changed operationally when revenue increased? Why does this sting? Because growth was treated as a solution, not as a system input. Nothing broke, but the system got tighter. Both of these examples, the math wasn't fake, the founder wasn't careless, and the numbers worked. But what happened is the question shifted from, is this reasonable, to where does this stop being true? The illusion is that in isolation, CAC looks reasonable, LTV looks healthy, growth looks positive. Fragility appears at the intersections. The cost isn't exposure. The cost is hesitation. Decisions slow down, leadership absorbs the weight, and growth feels heavier than it should. Why does this persist? Because the math is good enough. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Because questioning feels disruptive. And because momentum feels fragile. So the system keeps moving without ever being tested. Scrutiny doesn't create problems, it reveals them. Nothing here needs fixing, it needs to be seen. That's the work.